Hey everyone, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined today by Ash Paulson to discuss Nintendo's recent update on the Switch's paid online service. So let's get started. Alright Ash, so Nintendo just updated about an hour ago, detailing their online with a few more details really, and we've gotten an actual price for how much it's going to cost. We got an idea of when it's going to happen, which is going to actually got delayed to 2018, as well as a almost kind of preview of what the online app is going to be like for your phones to work with the setting up playdates and stuff like that. So I thought we'd go over this and sort of give our thoughts and see how well Nintendo is doing on this online front, since we know that's usually a major problem area for them. So what do you think, just off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I hope this is Nintendo getting their disappointments out of the way before E3. I may sound a little negative here, but this is probably because I'm coming off of playing tons of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Online. But I'm just so sick and tired of Nintendo not being able to figure this out. Like, the fact that I'm reading this, Nintendo Switch Online coming in 2018. You'd think online is something that is just impossible to figure out, that it is just this great big mystery, and it's not. I don't get it. I don't get why this is such a big deal. This is taking so long, and now, I mean, it's coming in 2018, and it's been delayed. You know, we're getting a limited version of the app this summer, I know, but it's delayed to 2018, and I'm sitting here thinking, I can't even connect to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Online half the time and without getting a communication error. And I'm just like, when is this basic working functionality coming? But anyway, that's, I know I'm being a bit overly negative. Yes, Switch's Online works as it is. I'm, as so many other people are, waiting for it to be better.
I've seen it slowly get better. Like when I first got the Switch, I had a problem with it automatically connecting online. It felt like it would take forever or would not do it at all. I'd have to like start a game in order to have it happen. And more recently, it seems to have sort of corrected itself where it actually is acting as it should. Now, granted, it should have been like that from the beginning, but it does seem like Nintendo is working toward that. And I can see your frustration, but I've also been talking to Andre. We had that preview discussion for ARMS, and he talks about how the ARMS connection is pretty much flawless. And
true.
I mean, that's for both the full retail version and when he played the Test Punch. Now, did you get a chance to play the Test Punch that much this past weekend?
I did one of the streams, so I definitely played, a fair amount. I didn't play, obviously, as much as Andre, but yeah, I have to say I was impressed by the online play in the Global Test Punch. Like, it is very smooth, and I just got done reviewing Ultra Street Fighter 2, and the online there is smooth as well. But is that enough? Like, is smooth online enough? Like, I'm kind of chuffed by the fact that it's June 2017, and I still can't just get into a lobby with friends for Mario Kart or whatever and enjoy voice chat. That seems like basic functionality, and I gotta say, I do like the fact that it's gonna be only $20 a year when it does launch, but even at $20 a year, it's gotta be a lot better than it is now, because the online we have isn't worth 20 cents a year, to be quite frank. Like, if they're gonna charge us, that's fine, but then along with that has to come a significant improvement from what we have now.
See, maybe it's because I don't play online as much, but I can sort of see where you're coming from, especially with all of the disconnects. My point what I was getting at with ARMS and you mentioning Ultra Street Fighter is that it seems Mario Kart is sort of the exception rather than the rule as far as just having trouble connecting. And
that's a good point.
And that's why I'm not really holding that against it. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, especially since this is their premier online game right now, until, of course, Splatoon and maybe a little bit of ARMS comes down the line. But for what I'm getting, I don't mind that it's free. Yeah, I'm not getting groups or whatever, or the full functionality that you can use on otherwise, but I'm basically using the Switch like I use my PlayStation 4 PS Plus. Like, I'm paying $60, and I'm not doing anything different between the two other than getting that free game every month, or free games, which I often forget to just do because I'm bad at that. So to me, it has issues. I wish it'd be more consistent. There are some features I'd like to see, but as it is for free, I don't think it's that bad. But I am also coming from a very different position.
Well, that I mean, and that's true, and it may be that I'm focusing too much on Mario Kart 8 because I mean you bring up a great point. ARMS so far is smooth, Street Fighter so far is smooth. I mean, it isn't across the entire library. I think maybe it is because I've been playing so much Mario Kart Online more than other games, overall, and maybe that's why I feel this way. But I guess I'm just more like, why is Nintendo dancing around this so much? Why can we not just have a straightforward online experience? Because just prior to this, Hori revealed this, Splatoon 2 headset thing where, now let's be fair, that is Hori's vision of how you're going to do voice chat on the Switch, not Nintendo's vision necessarily. But that taken along with this isn't making me feel too great about it. Like, I really hope that once 2018 rolls around and this paid online service does launch, that Nintendo's, ultimate solution is nice, is pleasant to use.
Mm-hmm. No, the Hori thing is something to be worried about as far as cable length maybe, as well as just the fact that you got to plug into both your phone and the damn Switch.
Yeah,
it's which is it's like, great, that doesn't help much at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, give me a decent, if we're gonna have voice chat on the Switch, which I hope we do at some point for friends, give me a decent wireless headset. I don't mind dropping some money for that if it gives me, an experience where I don't have to be connected to both my Switch and my phone at the same time. But, Nintendo has their solution they're working on, and I'm willing to wait and see how it shakes out, but I don't think history's on their side here.
Mm-hmm. Now, it is a bit of unfortunate how it's all going so far, but I will say I've seen a lot of people very happy that it has been delayed till 2018 because they have an opportunity, like, at the very least, that gives most people about 5 to 6 months of the ability to play Splatoon 2 online for free. And that's going to be very good about getting people addicted to the online and perhaps willing to pay for that extra service and to continue being able to play online.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we don't know exactly the extent to which the limited version of this app will enable functionality. It could be that, summer rolls around and we get this free limited version of Nintendo's, matchmaking / voice chat app, and, it gives us a nice preview of actually being able to do matchmaking and voice chat, and you know what, maybe that will be enough to convince me. But until we get to that point, I'm just a little concerned that it feels to me like Nintendo hasn't really figured this out yet either on their end, hence the delay. Yeah,
it does really feel like, ooh, what do we do? How do we want to do this? I'm not sure. But the thing is, not much has really changed except for, I'd argue, the classic game selection. And the wording on that has me very confused, because what they say is that subscribers will get to download a compilation of classic titles with added online play. And before, it was talking about how each month you got one game, and then after that month it'd be gone. Now they're talking about getting a compilation of classic titles, which either means, okay, here's your compilation for getting this, that's all you get, but because you paid for online, maybe you get to keep it forever, but of course you can't play them online if you stop the online service. So maybe that's the, I don't know, the workaround there, or maybe the compromise. I'm not positive on that, and the other idea is maybe that just, here's the compilation, and the compilation just gets added to with each moment, again, adding more games, but also, you lose the online functionality otherwise, maybe depending on how long you go. Maybe each year you get a new selection of compilations, or maybe every 6 months, or however they decide to go with it. And it's really hard to say, especially since, these are games that they have re-released time and time and time again. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing for being like, hey, you got online for a month, so here's there's $4, you get these games that you can have online. Maybe we'll get you addicted to it, so you want to keep playing. But otherwise, hey, enjoy the games you can play on your own, but not be able to play online with friends.
Yeah, it's that word compilation that's a kicker, because as you said, that can be, really taken in so many different ways. I mean, we could even be having the same exact plan they had before with a rotating, title each month, and that you'd have to stretch, but that could technically be considered a compilation if you're talking about all the rotating titles released over the year. you know? So it really, that word compilation is the kicker, because we don't know if that means they're, as you said, possibly changing the format of this classic game selection up, or if that's just, you know, their new way of referring to the same model as they had before.
Yeah, I have no clue, and I really hope E3 gives a little bit more clarification to that. That's the thing I really want to know most about, because I'll be honest, I love the idea of these games with added online play. Like Mario Brothers 3,
Sure.
Playing online with the other you and Andre, that'd be awesome. So as soon as I saw Dr. Mario here, it's like, awesome, I could play online with Tom and actually get our really great Dr. Mario matches again. That'd be so much fun. Like,
yeah.
I love the idea of this. Like, we could play, I mean, it's probably far off and not going to happen, but if other companies work together, we could get, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, too.
Oh, that would be so great.
Play together. I mean, there's a lot of possibility here just because of that added online play and being able to play with other people. And I'd love to see them go all out for that. But, again, it's hard to say exactly how it's going to be. But man, that there's so much potential with that added online play.
No, there totally is, and kind of extrapolating from that, I do find myself wondering what this classic game collection has to do with Virtual Console, or at least how one might affect the other in context, just because we still haven't heard a thing about Virtual Console, yet we've got these screenshots of the Mario 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario. Like, it's no big deal that these NES games are on the Switch, and it's like, okay, so is Virtual Console still launching separately as its own service, or that is also going to include offline versions of these games, or, you know, how do these two exist in relation to one another is kind of what I want to know. And, you know, and I can tell you right now, and not that Nintendo has done anything to suggest this, but I would not be happy with the classic game selection replacing the idea of Virtual Console. I don't want one to replace the other. I'm okay with this classic game selection being a cool bonus that you get, these online NES games or whatever, while you're paying for the service, but I absolutely do not want that to replace a collection of offline Virtual Console games, you know?
That'd be an awful idea. Unless, like, this collection, like, again, maybe go off the idea of, like, here's the classic games. If it has multiplayer, hey, here's online functionality for it.
Yeah.
That I'd be fine with. It was just sort of like an expanded Virtual Console in that way, where they added that new functionality to it. But as a full replacement of, like, a rotating case of games, no, that is terrible. I want to, especially with the Switch and how much I love being able to take it along and play these indie games. I want to play the classic games like that too. I think it's going to be, like, it's going to look beautiful on that screen. I want to see it in action, and, you know, I don't want the Virtual Console to go away. So I really hope this isn't a replacement. I kind of think it's not going to be, because, again, they did just focus on the NES. If this classic game selection is going to be like that, they did say it was only going to be NES and maybe SNES. So I'd have to imagine they wanted to keep the Virtual Console there, otherwise just for, you know, N64 and beyond.
I would think so too. I mean, I'm in total agreement, and I don't necessarily think that's what they're doing. It's just, it does make me wonder just how the two exist in relation to one another, because they've literally said nothing about Virtual Console, yet they're acting like this classic game selection is, you know, no big deal. So I hope E3 brings news of a proper Virtual Console for Switch.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to actually hear about that now. And they've mentioned Virtual Console by name, at least Reggie has. So again, I don't think it's going away at all. But the final, I guess, benefit of getting this online membership is eShop deals, which is a good idea. I mean, it's cool to be able to get a few savings here and there, make that money worth it. Like, you get a $19.99 the $20 membership, you save $5 here, $5 here, $5 here, and all of a sudden you pay for it. You know?
Right. Now, I do wonder though, if like under eShop deals, I wonder if that umbrella includes potential Virtual Console upgrade discounts. How messed up would that be if you had to buy into the paid online service to take advantage of upgrading your Virtual Console games from Wii U? Like, I don't think they'll do that, but imagine if if those upgrade prices fall under the umbrella of discounts.
I mean, that's hard to say. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it will, because that seems like just a bad move overall.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like something it could easily fix, and who knows? We don't even know if we can transfer over the Wii U titles that we've picked out. and that stuff.
Right.
So who knows? We might just have to start from scratch once again. It's really hard to say. I mean, it's not the most exciting part, but it's also
right.
I mean, there's potential there with eShop deals. I mean, everybody wants to save money, right?
Totally.
So, but yeah, well, let's get into the pricing of all of this, where we have three options. The 1 month membership for essentially $4, the 3 month membership for essentially $8, and the 12 month membership for essentially $20. And I mean, I looking at this, I think most people will buy into the 12-month membership. Maybe 1 month to just give it a shot, but again, $4 to try this out for a month is not bad at all. Like, these seem like extremely reasonable prices. I mentioned in the update how, and you got me this link, thank you for that. Previously they talked about for the Japanese service between 2,000 and 3,000 yen. So essentially about 17 to 26 bucks. So we were all thinking it was going to probably be around $30 and be half the price of the PlayStation Plus. But no, it's only $20, which is holy crap.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the one part of this whole thing that gives me hope is that the pricing really does feel right. Like, the pricing feels fair. $20 I think is significantly lower than what most people thought Nintendo was going to go for. And yeah, I am happy with the pricing, but I guess playing devil's advocate, I just hope that cheaper pricing doesn't let Nintendo feel like they don't need to give us, better online than we have now. Like, I'm not expecting, I mean, for $20 a month, money talks. I'm not expecting, PlayStation Network or Xbox Live style online for a fraction of the price. That would be unreasonable. I'm not expecting that. But I am still expecting better than what we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the hope, to make this worth it. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, it's nice to have the online gameplay, get the app and all that stuff, the classic game selection, stuff like that. That's kind of nice, but you want that just a little bit more where it all clinches together, where, hey, our online's pretty decent now and it's worth paying this price.
Yeah, and I think, a really good idea, if it's possible, would be for Nintendo to get some sort of concept, some sort of preview into that free limited version of their app for people to kind of get an idea of what they're going to be paying for. Like, it's not as useful if this free version of the app doesn't provide any idea of what's going to be coming down the line. I really do hope we at least get a snapshot of the kind of online we're expected to pay for. But I do agree that $20 a year and the other price points at the lower, swaths of time are all right. Like, I think they're great price points.
Mm-hmm. Totally agreed. And I mean, overall, there's some things to still worry about with all this, but again, overall, I feel like they're taking some okay steps. I think they're tiptoeing their way to something that will work, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think they're making baby steps toward the right direction, and I am cautiously optimistic. I just, like I said, history really isn't on their side here, and I want to make it clear, if I sound overly negative, it's not because I'm down on the Switch or down on Nintendo. It's because I love the Switch. Like, Nintendo has done such a great job with the Switch out of the gate that I don't want to see them, fall into the same pitfall or fall into the same hole that they have with the Wii U and the Wii and the 3DS to a degree. Like, I really want them to nail it, which is exactly why I'm being so critical. It's not because I'm just down on Nintendo.
I don't think anybody would suspect that, to be honest.
Sure, maybe, yeah, perhaps not, but yeah, it's just because I care this much. I want to see them knock it out of the park. This has been such a pothole for them that it doesn't need to be. They can circumvent this pothole now, and I hope they do.
Mm-hmm. I totally agreed, and honestly, like I said, having it the free period extended by that long, people getting it at Christmas, be able to try out the online right away, take advantage of that, then they'll be able to, just get an idea. As long as they keep people informed, and hey, this is plenty of heads up. This is a lot of heads up saying, hey, you've got even more free time to use our online, and we'll get details. I mean, who knows exactly when? Maybe it'll be just at the year anniversary of the Switch. Online's a thing now.
True. And hey, it may end up being, like you said, that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe really is the exception and not the rule. So, come Splatoon 2's release, come ARMS and whatever else comes out later in the year, even we'll be enjoying free online for the rest of the year and pretty good online experiences outside of Mario Kart. So if Mario Kart ends up being the exception, then hey, you said it perfectly yourself. Everyone loves saving money, and we get to save money on free online play through the rest of the year. And if Mario Kart 8 is the exception, then that works out for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. But, well, any other final thoughts on Nintendo's online service?
No, I think I covered it.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that covers it for our Switch Online discussion. So thank you for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. And of course, make sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on the Switch and other things gaming as well. Until next time, bye.